Hi everyone, how's everyone doing here today? Thank you for watching. And recently, as I mentioned before, I like to watch more independent media than mainstream. And one of the people I enjoy listening to is Luke Beasley. And there was some event, I don't know if it was a Trump rally or one of the other special events for Republicans, but he got to interview three of the VP candidates that are possible contestants for Donald Trump. That was Vivek Ramaswamy, Elise Stefanik, and Byron Daniels. And overall, the interviews went as you pretty much expected. He asked some pretty fair and open-minded questions, giving them opportunity to answer, but also trying to prevent them from filibustering, which is what they were pretty much doing, like just lying, dodging, denying, not really answering the question, doing anything to avoid it, because they know that if they tell the truth, that would show disloyalty to their co-leader, Donald Trump, who they're beholden to. Two of them are active politicians. Obviously, the other one, Vivek, he's not in politics. He tried to run for president and failed at that, so he's going for the next best thing, and vice president. This guy is not a good person, okay? None of them are. But with Vivek, he's been proven to be a scammer. You know, he's just another show person, and he lies, makes excuses. And when he was asked about a tweet that Donald Trump put out on his Truth Social platform about, doing away with the Constitution, I forget exactly how he worded it, but Vivek totally, didn't believe it, just complete denial. Even when he had the, on his phone, he had the post right there, which he was reading it to him, and he didn't want to hear anything. He got a little annoyed and just brushed it off. So, I should send a message to the people like him. In addition to politics, we really don't want you in America. I mean, I'm not going to go as far as to say these three should be banished, but just send a message that they're not really wanted. What I mean by that is I don't think any corporation should hire them, that if Vivek tries to push any more product or services, that nobody should take him up on any of that because he's a dishonorable businessman. Send a message to him like, Vivek, you have one option only. You can go to Mar-a-Lago and you can be Trump's little servant, assuming he hasn't gone to prison yet. When he loses in 2024, that's your only option. We're not interested in you. We're not interested in whatever else you have to offer, or any other type of role in politics that you may consider later on, since, President and VP would be a total failure for you. You can be Trump's little servant, and you can serve up to him for the rest of your life. That's all you're good for. Elise Stefanik, she used to have a certain degree of morals and everything, but then she got on the MAGA train and decided to sell it all out, and just did a total transformation. Even the way she looks and presents herself is just really ugly. Just, nasty things to say when Luke asked her about if she was the VP, would she have done the same thing that Mike Pence did back in 2020 and not, go against Trump and just certify the Electoral College results like he's supposed to. She steamrolled and everything, avoided the question and everything. She's no good. Why? Because we know Trump wants to do a nationwide abortion ban, which would impact women across the country. Though in her case, if she ever found herself with a pregnancy that's high risk or because of rape, not that I'm wishing that to happen, she would have the resources to easily go to another country where abortion is legal, take care of business, and then come back home and just not say a word about it. And if it ever leaks, she would lie and deny, because that's what she is. She is a liar. She's just making excuses. She is betrayed, any type of loyalties towards women in general, which shows she doesn't care because she's too busy sucking up to Donald Trump. If you told me she had an affair with Donald Trump, if that came out, I'm not being sarcastic. I would not be surprised. If anything, I'd be like, of course she did. Because when you sacrifice your moral, your principles, your ethics, your integrity, your reputation, why not give the rest away? Why not sell your virtue as well? She is no good person. I would say when Donald Trump loses in 24, we want to vote you out. We don't want you in politics anymore because you're no good for the American people. You don't care about the Constitution. You don't care about, election results either. You only care about it if you win, and even if they cheat. So we would say, why don't you go to Mar-a-Lago? You can be Trump's private little waitress and everything. You can clean his gold toilet for him whenever he needs it, do his laundry, and maybe even provide some other services when Trump is in the mood. I'm sure she would have no problem with that. We don't want any of your book deals either, all right? So you're no good. And last, Byron Donalds, who, in one public speaking, he gave some reference to Jim Crow, saying something like that back in the day that African-American couples were better off back then, which makes no sense. And he referenced Jim Crow a few times, has been trying to like dodge that whole thing, make it seem like the media's fault that misrepresented her. No, we heard you quite clearly, Byron, all right? So, like Tim Scott, you're just pretty much another sellout. You don't care about African-American people because you're beholden to a person who is a known racist, admitted to being a white nationalist, who is supported by white supremacists across the country, yet that doesn't seem to faze you because you just rather be Vice P. It doesn't matter how it impacts your people because you don't care about them, okay? What you don't even realize, back in Jim Crow days, there are a lot of luxuries you have now that you would not have had back then, like being able to marry a white woman, like being able to vote. So you know what? Let the punishment fit the crime. When Donald Trump loses, you too can go down there. We'll vote you out because I can't think of any accomplishments you've done for the people in your state. You can just be Donald Trump's little servant, dress in a nice white outfit, you know, because we want that blackness to show too much. Instead of calling you congressman, he can call you boy, and you can be his personal servant. And when it's time to eat, they'll have like in the storage room in the back, that's where you'll eat because they don't want you mingling with the elites there. Okay, it just wouldn't be good optics. And if you need to use a restroom, you could use the outhouse, specifically just for you, no one else. Because that's his idea of repaying your loyalty and everything, stuff like that. What do you expect when you follow racists? I'm not trying to be racist, I'm just saying this is what he says, this is what he proposed, so I say just let the punishment fit the crime. Because you don't care about your own people, okay? You only care about staying in power. These are not good people. They are not patriots. They are beholden to a convicted felon who started an insurrection, who doesn't care about elections just as long as he wins, who's more than happy to cheat. And, you know, it doesn't matter how many times he's criminally convicted. They're going to roll over and twist themselves into knots, trying to make up whatever excuse that they can for Donald Trump, okay? So since these are not patriots, I say we send a message to them saying, we don't want you in this country. They're not going to get banished, and guess what? I'm sure there's some companies that will hire them. Maybe some people will be dumb enough to allow them to get reelected. Who knows? But my feeling is they're not looking out for my best interest or the American people's best interest, so why should we be looking out for theirs? Send a message there. You love Donald Trump so much, then go to Mar-a-Lago and work for him. Stay there. We hope we never hear from you again, because you people are no good to us, okay? You're not patriots. So, anyway, thank you for watching. I really hope you understand.